All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are working on lesson 610. You need to create yourself a place value chart. Please make sure to fill in the correct columns. Go ahead and pause while you do this. All right, here's what you should have had. Hundredths, tenths, ones, tens, hundreds. All right, we're going to do some comparing of numbers now. We're going to compare these two numbers using these symbols, greater than, less than, and equals to. Go ahead and write down 24 tenths versus 2 and 4 tenths on your scrap paper, and then we're going to plot them. Pause while you do that. All right, so in the past I've talked to you about 24 tenths. Whatever you say last is the column you end in. So if I say 24 tenths, the 4 has to be in the tenths. So 4 goes in the tenths. Since it was 24, no spaces in between, the 2 goes in the next available space. So it looks like 24. Now you put your decimal in. So you have to rewrite above 24 tenths to decimal 4. You can't just guess what this is. You need to rewrite it so you're comparing both standard forms. Well, if you compare 2 decimal 4 and 2 decimal 4, what do you find? Hopefully you said that they are equal. If you didn't, you could have written 2 decimal 4 down like that. So that way you could see it. All right, let's do another. Let's compare these two. Please write them down. You can't compare them yet because this is in fraction form versus this is in decimal. So you have to rewrite it. If you don't know how to, watch me. If you do, go ahead and then see if you're right. So you see I have 6 holes. So my 6 is going to go in my ones place. You could also draw a line across here so you can separate them. That's okay. 6 goes in my ones place because I had 6 ones. And I have 5 hundredths. Here, nope. Here, yes. And like we've talked about in class, you can't just leave an empty place. You have to fill in a 0. And then bring down your decimal. Again, rewrite it above your original. Now I'm comparing decimal to decimal. Now you're going to put your 6 decimal 5 in. You're going to see which one is larger. If you know already, go ahead and put your symbol in your line. If you don't know already, let's talk it out. I have 2 6s in the ones place, so they ideally cancel each other out. Decimals don't count, they're not digits. Tenths, 0 versus 5. Which one's bigger? Well, obviously the 5 is bigger. So that automatically makes him the largest. Therefore, I eat the bigger place. All right, one more like this. Go ahead and write these 2 down. There's a lot to write here. I'll give you a few seconds. Go ahead and pause while you wait, while you work. All right, so we have 321 hundredths. As I said before, like with this one, wherever words you say at the end is where you end. So I said hundredths, that means I'm going to end in this place. So 321 hundredths, well, I know my 1 is going to end in my hundredths place. Again, if you need to draw a line across, you can. So 321 hundredths. 321 hundredths. Here's where I ended. Hundredths. 321. Well, what number comes before the 1? Well, I believe it's the 2. And what number comes before the 2? I believe it's the 3. And then you put in your decimal. 321 hundredths is the same as 3 and 21 hundredths. Please rewrite it above your number. 3 and 21 hundredths. You've got to get that in your head. Now, we have 3 tens. So let's put a 3 in our tens place. 3 tens. 2/10. Let's put a 2 in our tenths place. And 12/100. 12. Can I put 12 here? Heck no, can't put 12 here. So I do need to do something special. So I'm going to recommend you write out your 12 here because it's 12/100. And if we know we need to end in the hundredths, my 2 goes there, my 1 goes here. Which means this stays a 2, but this guy becomes a 3. 2 plus 1 is 3. Put in your decimal. You cannot have blank places, so this guy becomes a 0. So this reads 30 and 32/100. Let's write that. 30 and 32/100. Most of you can tell right away which one's correct, but if you can't, let's check this out. Let's compare starting here. I have 3 10s versus no 10s. Which one's bigger? Well, this one is because 10s is more, 3 is more than nothing. So I'm going to eat the bigger place. All right, go ahead and grab out your template, area model template. I'm just going to show you how to use this. Pause if you need to. All right, we're actually going to do these same problems again. I'm going to show you on here. So 24/10, which we found was 2 wholes and 4/10. So we're going to use this guy right here, 24/10. So I've got, actually no, let's not do 24/10. Let's do 6/10 versus 65/100. Yeah, let's do that. Let's compare those. Well, since this is already cut into tenths, I only have to shade in how many. Pause if you need to catch up. Hopefully you said 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Over here I want 65/100. Well, if you remember back to our place value chart, it says hundredths and then tenths. I have a 6 and a 5. 65/100. So how many tenths do I have? Hopefully you said 6. So I'm going to shade in 6/10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 65/100. How many hundredths do I have? Well, I have 5. Am I going to shade 5 more? Hopefully you said no. 5/100 means that I'm ideally cutting this into 10 sections or 9 lines. But I am only going to make 5 because I only need 5. A 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, and a 5. That's how you use these. If you're happier doing it this way, I don't care, do it that way. All right, let's go ahead and flip your paper over. We're going to talk about this first one. 4.5 versus 4.05. Go ahead and pause while you write that. All right. So here what we're going to do is we're actually going to break our number line into pieces so we can compare. So first off, we have 4 holes. So that 4 is going to go here. 4 holes. And this is going to be 5 holes, 6 holes, and 7 holes. Now if I want 4 and 5 tenths, well, this is already broken into tenths. I'm going to jump out 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There it is right there. 4.5. So check, did that guy. Now I need to do 4 and 5. And if you don't remember, look about it here. 4.05. My 5 is in the hundredths place. So I start at the 4. I have 0 tenths. And guess what? 0 tenths means I can't even hop a full tenth. I can only go 5 hundredths. And we know that this is broken up into 10 little pieces. So I'm going to go 5 hundredths, which is about halfway, which is about right there. 4.05. Well, you can see right away which one's bigger. It's 4.5. It's the bigger one. All right, we'll do one more of these just because the number line's a little more complicated than filling in, because we've been doing that a lot. Let's do one more. I skipped a line just to give myself space. Go ahead and write out 12.72 versus 12.8. Pause while you need to. All right, so we know that we're starting at 12. So that's our whole number. So I'd put that there. My next whole number is 13, then 14, then 15. If I was comparing a lot of different ones, I'd want to spread it all out. So my 12 is done. Now we know what place this is based off of our chart. What comes after the decimal? Oh yes, it's tenths. So I have 7 tenths. So let's hop 7. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right? That's 7 tenths. But I'm not done yet. I need 2 what? Hopefully you said hundredths. Those of you who are like, yeah, let's hop 2 more. Don't. Hundredths are teeny tiny. These are tenths. Hundredths are 10 spaces in this little section right here. So I only need 2 of them. I'm just going to come over just a hair, and that's going to be my 12.72. And hopefully you're caught up with me. Let's do the next one. Oh wait, we did this guy. Let's check him off. 12.8. I have 12 holes. What place is this? Right after the decimal is the tenths. So let's hop 8 hops. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 12.8 is right here. Hopefully you can see that 12.8 is further than 12.72. So you eat the bigger one. All right, you're going to work on your problem set with a partner. This is problem set 6, 10, not anything else. So problem set 10. Good luck.